Hey guys, Austin Cook here. In this video, we're gonna do the quarter panels on this 2016 GTI. In the last video I did on the same car, we had a lot of requests for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Now I'll say, typically we don't tint these windows, and the reason for that is when I explain it to the customer that they're hard to access and that it is an upsell, they go, oh, don't even worry about it. I don't mind if those are tinted anyways. So we typically don't tint these, but I don't have a problem doing a video showing how it can be done without removing anything. A lot of guys are gonna say, oh, can't you just remove that window? Yes, you can. A lot of auto glass guys will just remove the window. That's a totally different situation from someone who is not an auto glass shop. So if you're just doing tinting at your shop, you don't wanna get into removing glass, this is how we would do them. There's lots of different ways. This is just the way we would do it if a customer wanted to pay the extra price. So first thing I'm gonna suggest is during the prep, you use lots of water. So you're just flushing out all the contaminants that may come out during installation. I'm gonna use a lot of water. And then all the tools I'm gonna be using are essentially somewhat handmade in the sense that they're modified, okay? So the reach from Tri-Edge, I've taken a scrub pad and I've put a rubber band around it or a hair tie, and I'll use that to scrub pad it. This tool's like my favorite tool for this window. I could get almost every single bit of it with this scrub pad. Okay, so now that I've scrub padded it, and I've already done all this once for the video, I'm just going over it quickly so you could see the tools and the process. Now I've made a couple of other tools. This is the Fusion blue strip that they sell. It's generally for the side swiper, but you could use it for a lot of other things. And it's on a panel popper tool. It's got a nice bend to it. I drilled 2 holes in the Fusion blue strip. Forget exactly what that blue strip is called, but I've drilled 2 holes in it and then put a zip tie around it. And this bend will allow me to access a lot of the window. So this will kind of be my final squeegee. And I could get this top corner fairly well. And then the other tool is this razor blade tool that we use for razor blading the bottom of windshields that are hard to access, or for removals on windshields. I cut, again, a piece of the Fusion blue strip and wedge it in there. And that makes, it fits really nice and tight. It's almost like it's meant to be like that. And then I could squeegee the rest of it. And you're not getting the same clean squeegee strokes that you would everywhere else, obviously. I'm just trying to get all the water off. And then on my reach, I'll use the other side that doesn't have the scrub pad and just squeegee the rest of it off. Again, not really clean, but this is really the most important part. This is gonna be my final spray, and in my mind, I'm flushing any other contaminants that were on the window. And right from this corner, the nozzle, you could see where the water's making contact. It's starting at this corner and it's pushing all the contaminants down. So this is my final spray, and I'm using plenty of water. Any contaminants that wanna come out, I want them to come out now. And I'll come over here to my peel board. Notice how I have the template on the peel board standing up so that I could pull the liner all the way back to this tip. And then that also allows me to use the liner as a roof, as I like to say. It's blocking falling contaminants. Tons of moisture. You can see my solution is definitely on the soapy side. Leaving the liner on here as I walk over to the car. And then if the camera will come in here, this is a critical part. I'm gonna pull the liner back. And then I'm not touching the film yet, but I'm gonna take it in there like a taco, like this. And see how much structure it has? And I'm starting from this corner. And then you can go, as I start to go in, the camera will go to the outside, as will I. And I've just got it tacoed in there. My hands are pretty standard size. They're not They're not tiny, they're also not massive. So for some people, this is gonna be a little bit easier. For some people, it's gonna be a little bit harder. So one finger I got on this top corner. And my template is extremely accurate. It's not any bigger than I need it to be. I'll say right now, there's no easy way to do this. If you were hoping for an easy way, then I can't help you, but I can show you how to be able to get it done for that rare customer who wants these tinted, at least in our market. So I've just got one finger. I'm just barely touching the film with the reach. Just getting it to lay flat or lay down on there without any fingers. So now the film is on there, and I could kind of take the reach and just see if there's any light gaps, which aren't as important as they are on any other window because you can't see the inside anyways. But I'm going around, there's no light gaps, okay? So now I'm gonna take my reach and I'm holding it like this inside. I'm gonna use this right on the letters, right on the stamp. That's gonna tack it the quickest. Anytime you squeegee on the stamp, it really helps tack it quickly. So I'm just doing several swipes on the stamp. Hopefully that'll help it to not move because I do have a somewhat soapy solution. And now I'm gonna take the reach and start as far up in the corner as I can and do this. Again, it's not, my squeegee strokes aren't as clean as they normally would be. I'm not overlapping perfectly. I don't even do this on a regular basis. We do this car all the time. I do this car 5, 6, 7 times a week. And I think I've done these windows maybe 2 or 3 times. So it's very rare that someone wants these done bad enough to pay the extra to have them done. Now with that said, here in California, we only do, we bend the rules a little bit, but we only do 50 and 35 here at my shop. So it's never a super distinct difference from the driver and passenger window to these quarter panel windows. Now, if you're in other states where you're constantly doing 15 on the driver and passenger or 5, yes, I could see the customer wanting these done more often than our customer that has 35 or 50. So I'm just going between the 3 tools I've made and just slowly squeegeeing out every part of this template. I really think that the reach is probably the best tool even out of all the tools that I've modified, because if you just go really slow, and as you can see, it's long enough to where I could use both hands to control it. That's what's nice about this tool. And it flexes, and I mean, I never knew why they had the rubber right here on the end until I started doing these windows with it. There's just one spot right, just one, there we go, it's in the matrix. Cool. So now I've got it all squeegeed out, grab my micro, clean up the water, and there you have it. So hopefully this gives you some ideas of tools you can modify, be creative. With that said, you can get them done. Thanks for watching. Austin Cook.